In the big and beautiful village of Anulu, there lived a pretty girl named Suliat. Suliat was the daughter of a very rich man, and she grew up in a home where everything was provided for her. Suliat's father, Mr. Ade, was a wealthy trader who owned one of the biggest fabric stores in the local market, and he also owned big, beautiful houses in their village. As a child, Suliat didn't have any friends because the villagers were afraid of Mr. Ade, Suliat's father. Since Mr. Ade was very wealthy, there were rumors that his wealth was not clean and that he had involved himself in money ritual. As a result, many villagers stayed away from Suliat and her parents. The only time Suliat got to play with children of her age was when the maids in their house would bring their children to Suliat's house while working. But after a while, that stopped because the maids' children would mysteriously fall sick and die. By the time Suliat became a teenager, she had gotten used to the villagers treating her like an outcast. Whenever she went to her father's store in the market, the villagers would move away from her like she was some kind of alien, and every time this happened, Suliat would feel horrible. "Mommy, why is it that every time the villagers see us, they look at us with such hate and envy in their eyes?" Suliat asked her mother one day while cooking dinner in their kitchen. "My daughter, the world is just like that. Because we are wealthy, the villagers think that we are evil people," Suliat's mother said. "But Daddy is very generous. He lends people money almost every day. Why would they think we are evil people? I am tired of people treating me like I came out of a latrine. The other day at the market, a woman refused to sell meat to me and chased me from her stall," Suliat said in a teary voice. "My daughter, the villagers are just angry that we are wealthy. Don't you see the miserable hut they live in? They believe everyone should struggle like them and live miserable lives like them," Suliat's mother said. "My whole life, I have not had one friend, and that's really bad. I see the other teenage girls with their friends, and each time I try to get close to them, they avoid me," Suliat said. Suliat dear, if you are going to have a friend, make sure the person is of the same financial status as us, or else they will try to ruin your life and destroy what you have. People are not as nice as you think," Suliat's mother said. "Mommy, I honestly do not care if the person is rich or poor. I just need a true friend who will genuinely like me," Suliat said. "A word is enough for the wise. You have noticed I do not have any friends. I just hope you do not make the same mistake I made," Suliat's mother said. Meanwhile, in Anulu village, there was a man named Yemi. Yemi was a poor farmer who struggled daily to make ends meet. Several times, Yemi had gone to Mr. Ade to borrow some money, which he rarely paid back. However, despite all the help and favors Yemi received from Mr. Ade, he still hated him passionately. Yemi hated that Mr. Ade lived in a beautiful house and had a successful business. Not only that, but Yemi also hated Suliat and her mother. The only reason Yemi would pretend to be on good terms with Mr. Ade and his family was because he still received help from him, and he didn't want that to stop. One day, on the way to his farm, Yemi bumped into Suliat, who was heading to her father's store in the market. "Ah, Suliat, how are you today?" Yemi said as soon as he saw her. "I am fine, sir. Good afternoon," Suliat greeted. "Ah, how are your parents doing? It's been a while since I saw them," Yemi said. "They are fine, sir. I'm on my way to my father's store. I will tell him I saw you," Suliat said. "Ah, your father's store? Isn't today the youth festival? Shouldn't you be at the village square with your friends?" Yemi asked. "Oh, I won't be attending this year. I don't have any friends to go there with," Suliat said. What do you mean you don't have any friends? Your father is one of the wealthiest men in this village. Shouldn't you be the one with the most friends?" Yemi asked. "No, I don't have any friends," Suliat said in a sad voice. Really? Yemi asked, and Suliat nodded. That's sad. I'm sure you will make a new friend soon. I have a daughter about your age and I'm sure she would love to attend the youth festival with you, Yemi said. No, there's no point, sir. I don't even feel like attending. Maybe next year, Suliat said. No, Suliat. I insist that you attend the festival with my daughter. You go to your father's store. I will go back home and tell my daughter to come and take you there, okay? You are a youth, and today should be all about you. Yemi said. Okay, thank you, sir. I will be waiting at my father's store, Suliat said before leaving. Immediately Suliat was out of sight. Yemi grinned from ear to ear. Yemi wasn't happy because he was about to help Suliat. He was happy because he had seen the opportunity to carry out an evil plan. About 40 minutes after Suliat arrived at her father's store, Yemi's daughter Abiola went to Suliat and they left together for the youth festival. Later that evening, after dancing and eating to her satisfaction, Suliat returned home and told her mother about her new friend and how much fun they had. Suliat, I am not comfortable with you being friends with Abiola. Everyone in this village knows that her father is not a good person, and I don't want you to associate with his child, Suliat's mother said. I don't understand you, Mommy. Abiola is such a nice person. She is very funny and fun to be with. In fact, I laughed so much today because of her. I really want to be her friend, Suliat said. No, Suliat, you do not understand. This is not about Abiola. It's her father I'm worried about, Suliat's mother said. I don't think her father is as bad as you think. He was even the one who told Abiola to attend the festival with me. If he hadn't seen me this morning, I wouldn't have gone to the youth festival, Suliat said. That's even more reason I don't want you to become friends with his daughter. Aside from being a bad and crafty person, Yemi is very poor, and those poor people can do anything to get their hands on what you have, or they drag you down to their level, Suliat's mother said. Mommy, don't worry. Abiola is not like that. I have only been with her today and it feels like I've known her for years. Also, if you say that her father is not a good person, why does Daddy keep lending him money? He comes here almost every month and Daddy keeps helping him out, Suliat said. Suliat, you will not understand. I am your mother and I know what is good for you. If you want to make new friends, there are other girls in this village. It doesn't have to be Abiola, Suliat's mother said. Mommy, I have heard you, but let me get to know her better. If I notice anything, I will stay away from her, Suliat said. When Suliat said that, her mother had no idea that she and Abiola had already planned to meet again the next day. So the following day, around noon, Suliat went to Abiola's house to visit her. Since Yemi was a poor farmer, he and his family lived in a very small house. Compared to Suliat's house, Abiola's house was unkempt and it barely contained any furniture. Welcome to my house. I know it's small compared to yours and I hope you do not mind, Abiola said as she ushered Suliat into her house. No, not at all. I am happy to be here. This is the first time I'm going to anybody's house aside from mine, Suliat said with a broad smile as she scattered her eyes around the house. Okay, what do I offer you? Abiola asked. Don't worry about that. Being here with you is enough. Besides, I already ate at home before coming here, Suliat said innocently. No, Suliat. This is the first time you're coming to my house. You can't go without taking anything. That won't be nice, Abiola said. Don't worry, Abiola. I will come to your house many more times and we will eat and dine together, Suliat said. If you say so, there's no problem, Abiola said. Shortly after Suliat declined Abiola's offer, Yemi walked into the living room. He had been in the room the whole time and had overheard their conversation.
Suliat, is this really you at my house?
Yemi said, pretending like he was not aware of Suliat's visit. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, it's me. Suliat smiled.
It's really good to see you here. I never expected that a rich man's child would ever come to my house.
Has your friend given you something to eat? Yemi asked. No, sir. That will not be necessary. I already ate before coming here, so I am fine, Suliat said.
No, that cannot happen. This is the first time you are coming to my home. You must take something, no matter how small it is.
Yemi said, Abiola,
what do you have in the house? Go inside and make your friend some food.
Yemi turned to Abiola. Unfortunately, before Suliat could even say anything, Abiola dashed into the kitchen, leaving only Suliat and Yemi in their small living room.
I'm very pleased that you and Abiola are getting along. She is just like you. She doesn't keep any friends, so I'm certain you both will be friends for a very long time.
Yemi said, Yes, sir. We are getting along. Abiola is a good person and I'm happy to be her friend, Suliat said.
One more thing. Now that you are Abiola's friend, do not let anyone come in between both of you. People will try to ruin your friendship because you are rich and Abiola is poor, but do not listen to them. Have you heard?
Yemi said. I already know that, sir. In fact, my mother tried to discourage me from being friends with Abiola because of the difference in our background. But I refused to listen to her, Suliat said innocently.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now that you are Abiola's friend, you are also family to me. Feel free to come to my house whenever you like. It may be small, but it's also your home,
Yemi said. Thank you, sir, Suliat said. While Yemi and Suliat were talking, Abiola returned from the kitchen with a tray which contained a plate of boiled yam and oil.
Sorry, my friend. This is all we have at home. Please manage it. I even added a bit of crayfish to your oil. You will like the taste,
Abiola said as she handed the tray of food to Suliat. Even though Suliat did not want to eat, she ate 2 large pieces of yam because she wanted to impress Yemi, who was still sitting beside her. Unknown to her, Yemi and Abiola had added a love potion to her food. It was the kind of love potion that would make Suliat obsessed with her friend Abiola. Shortly after Suliat finished the second piece of her yam, the love potion began to take effect. Abiola, you will be returning home with me today, right? I want you to meet my parents, Suliat said excitedly. Immediately Suliat said that, Yemi and Abiola smiled because they knew their plan had worked. No, I have to stay home today and help my mother to do something. Maybe some other time, Abiola said. If that's the case, then I will stay here with you. You are now my best friend and I want to spend enough time with you, Suliat said.
No, Suliat. You cannot sleep here. You will have to go back home to your parents,
Yemi said. No, sir. I want to stay here. You said it yourself that this is my new home, so why can't I stay here? Suliat said.
If you want to stay here, then you will need your parents' permission,
Yemi said. Then let's go to them. I'm sure my mom will agree to let me stay here for a while, Suliat said excitedly. The truth was that even though it sounded like Suliat knew what she was saying, she actually didn't. She was only talking under the influence of the magical love potion that had been added to her food. After several hours of arguing with Suliat, Yemi and Abiola finally agreed to go to Suliat's parents to ask for their permission. A day before this happened, which was the day Yemi sent Abiola to Suliat, he had gone to a powerful herbalist in their village to make a powerful potion for him, and the herbalist assured him that the potion would help him achieve his plans. Even on their way to Suliat's parents' house, Yemi believed that he could use Suliat to access Mr. Ade's wealth. Unfortunately for Yemi and Abiola, when they got to Suliat's house and met with her father, something mysterious and unexpected happened that caused the tables to turn. Watch out for part 2. Did you enjoy this story? Tell us your favorite part in the comment section below. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Also, do not forget to follow our channel on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.